Welcome back to the Stephen A. Smith Show. Before I get on out of here, I had to talk about a story that's very, very important. And albeit indirectly,
You might want to sit down because Stephen A. Smith just dropped a reality bomb that has the entire WNBA scrambling, and it changes everything we thought we knew about the future of women's basketball. Tensions were already high, locker rooms divided, but no one expected the Players Association to blow up its own contract this early, acting like it held all the leverage. The part no one wanted to say out loud? Stephen A. is strongly hinting that Caitlin Clark has already made her move. Not publicly, not officially, but quietly stepping away from the chaos. And the fallout could be catastrophic for everyone who thought they could pressure the league's golden goose and still profit. It all started with the WNBA Players Association opting out of the collective bargaining agreement 2 years early, basically tearing up the contract. They saw sold-out arenas, chartered flights, and record-breaking TV ratings and decided it was time to demand major pay increases. On the surface, that sounds reasonable. But Stephen A. points out the fatal flaw. They're demanding huge money from a league that's barely been profitable, and doing it while antagonizing the very player driving that growth. While the union was making noise, Caitlin Clark made a move that spoke louder than any protest. She rejected Unrivaled, the new league founded by Breanna Stewart and Nafisa Collier. They reportedly offered her over $1 million, equity, and star treatment. Historically, WNBA players can't say no to that kind of money. Clark did. Stephen A. calls it a soft resignation. Instead of chasing extra cash, Clark chose rest, golf, and distance from the noise. The message was clear. I don't need this, but you needed me. Stephen A. didn't hold back, calling this the ultimate fumbling of the bag. Players are demanding revenue sharing while allowing Clark to be targeted on the court and dismissed off it. You can't profit from someone's star power while treating them like an outsider. The numbers make it even clearer. Most WNBA players need this new CBA to survive without going overseas. Clark doesn't. With a rumored $30 million deal from Nike and endorsements from Gatorade, State Farm, and Wilson, her WNBA salary is pocket change, less than 1% of her income. Stephen A. made it blunt. She's the only player who can walk away tomorrow and still be set for life. The union thinks it has leverage, but the real leverage belongs to the rookie they've been hazing, with the union in open conflict and its biggest star quietly distancing herself from the league's inner circle. This has become a full-blown management failure. If a lockout or a strike shuts the league down, executives will be the ones explaining to the NBA's board why they fumbled a billion-dollar opportunity by refusing to rein in veteran egos. Stephen A. Smith's final warning was ominous. He said we're approaching a moment where silence turns into departure. If the games stop, Caitlin Clark won't suffer. She'll pivot to broadcasting, play high-paying overseas exhibitions, or grow her brand independently. Her exit could become official if the toxicity continues. The players thought opting out put them in control, but they forgot one thing. The engine driving the league has an eject button, and Clark just showed she's willing to use it. To understand how it reached this point, you have to look at the long trail of disrespect. This didn't start on opening night. It began before Clark ever played a pro minute. Comments from legends warning that reality was coming set the tone. Veterans felt empowered to humble the rookie. They blitzed her, fouled her, face-guarded her full court. And she still shattered rookie records and dragged a lottery team into the playoffs. Instead of celebrating that moment, the union doubled down on the "we all built this" narrative. While the league did stand on the shoulders of giants, you don't dismiss the player who finally turned on the lights for the world to see. Now the union is trying to monetize the attention Clark created, without acknowledging she's the reason it exists. Then there's the unrivaled factor, which can't be ignored. That league was designed as a bridge, real money, off-season play. Staying in the US, Clark was the key to its media deals. Networks were reportedly waiting to see if she signed before committing major broadcast money. By saying no, Clark didn't just protect her body, she likely cost that league millions. It was a quiet but devastating power move. Stephen A. suggests it was intentional. Clark understands her value, and by withholding it, she proves exactly how much leverage she has. If unrivaled struggles without her, it confirms what fans already know. The public is tuning in for Caitlin Clark, not just women's basketball in theory. SOY opt out now. The union says it wants a new economic model, higher pay, better pensions, improved travel. All fair goals. But the timing reveals fear. They believe this is peak leverage, and that waiting risks losing momentum. The irony, as Stephen A. points out, is that threatening a work stoppage could destroy that momentum entirely. Casual fans who showed up for Clark won't wait through labor drama. If seasons are delayed or canceled, those viewers will drift back to the NBA or NFL, and many won't return. The union is playing with fire inside a house made of paper. Stephen A. also addressed the racial and media dynamics fueling this divide. He acknowledged race plays a role in marketing, but stressed one hard truth: business follows demand. In the NBA, Larry Bird and Magic Johnson were marketed aggressively to save the league. Fairness wasn't the priority, survival was. He argues the WNBA is in its Bird and Magic moment, but some players want equal spotlight regardless of ticket sales. That participation trophy mindset is widening the fracture. Clark sells out arenas everywhere. Indiana drew bigger crowds than the defending champion Aces. Fact, not opinion. Ignoring that reality alienates sponsors, networks, and partners funding these raises. And beyond business, there's the mental toll. We've watched Caitlin Clark absorb constant pressure, hostility, and scrutiny, and at some point, stepping away becomes self-preservation. By the end of the season, Clark looked drained, not just physically, but emotionally. The non-stop scrutiny, the lip-reading of teammates, the obsessive breakdown of her body language, it all adds up. Stephen A. suggests her step back isn't avoidance, it's preservation. She sees the crash out coming. She sees the union sharpening knives for a labor war, and she's choosing to step outside the blast radius. Staying in Iowa, playing golf, spending time with her boyfriend and family. That's a detox from the WNBA's toxicity. And that's dangerous for the league, because if Clark realizes she's happier without the WNBA than inside it, the idea of her walking away becomes very real. We've seen stars do it before: Barry Sanders, Calvin Johnson, Andrew Luck. When the environment turns poisonous, money isn't enough. And Clark already has the money. The golden goose analogy fits perfectly. The union is the farmer. Clark is the goose laying golden eggs. Instead of protecting it, feeding it, and keeping it comfortable, they complain the goose gets more attention than the chickens. They peck at it. Now they're threatening to blow up the entire coop, the CBA, to get a better deal for everyone else. Stephen A. Smith is shouting that this is economic suicide. If the goose flies away, the gold disappears with it. ESPN, IWN, ABC. Those TV deals were signed projecting Clark's trajectory. If she steps away or the league locks out, networks will trigger clauses and withhold payments. The revenue-sharing players want suddenly becomes 50% of nothing. There's also tension behind the scenes with agents, many of whom are reportedly furious. They understand that a rising tide lifts all boats. Clark's presence unlocked endorsement deals for other players. It forced charter flights after decades of resistance. In one season, she accomplished what the union fought for over 25 years to achieve. And instead of gratitude, the prevailing attitude has been, it's about time, and we want more. Stephen A. points out that gratitude is in short supply. Veterans feel they suffered so Clark could thrive, and they resent that she didn't have to endure the same grind. But that's how progress works. Pioneers suffer, so the next generation can soar. The frustration is with history, yet it's being aimed at a 22-year-old from Iowa. So, what happens next? That's the billion-dollar question. As CBA deadlines loom, every game and press conference will carry strike anxiety. Stephen A. predicts the media will turn quickly if games are missed. Public sentiment is already clear. Ratings don't lie. Jersey sales don't lie. If the union asks for millions while appearing to push the world's most popular player out, sympathy will evaporate. Clark holding the unrivaled card was checkmate. She proved she can stay relevant without playing basketball for months. Can the rest of the league say the same? If play stops, they lose income. Clark doesn't. She doesn't need the court needs her. And then there's the global angle. Rumors are already circulating about European teams preparing massive offers, numbers that dwarf WNBA salaries, for limited appearances alone. If the league locks out, Clark could take a global tour. London, Paris, Tokyo, Shanghai. She could earn more in a month than the entire WNBA payroll. The union is crashing out without realizing globalization gives Clark an exit ramp. She doesn't need the WNBA to play basketball. It's simply the most convenient option. But if it becomes too inconvenient, she has the passport, the platform, and the pull to go elsewhere. Stephen A. hinted at this clearly. Caitlin Clark is no longer just an American basketball player. She's a global icon. And that changes everything.